Hello everyone, Easter holidays are over and we are back, this time with the last match from the round 1. Finally, I might say. Because this match blocks lots of games from upcoming rounds, so let's dive into it. On the bottom is Nabil playing as Atreides. Nabil is a decent player, but he wasn't active recently, so I really don't know in what shape he actually is. And his opponent for today is Tim the Psychobot. Actually, I have no idea who Tim is. I know he played during the COVID times, but it was very rare. But who knows, maybe he surprised us. Anyway, let's talk about map a little. We are on the map Sunstroke, which as you can see was intended for 3 players, but it's also suited 1v1 games. Quite open, you can enter to the enemy base almost from any angle, but there is also lots of choke points, so if you put your scouts in right position, you'll probably never be surprised with anything. And as you can see, there is not much space in your main base, so you definitely need to expand to build all your buildings you need. And I would even say that one expansion is not enough, you need at least 2. But in 1v1 match, you got lots of options to expand. First expansion is between 2 players, which they can fight for. The second expansion is the third spawn, which is the biggest one, so you probably wanna fight for that too. And there is one safe expansion in background for both players. And if you wanna be really crazy, you can also expand on one of these small rocks, but you can build only turrets there, nothing else. So we already have some action. And Nabil going triple barracks. Almost full production. That means he probably go for some rush sooner or later. On the other hand, Tim is a little bit more passive. I would say more standard double ref and barracks opening, and then again some refineries just to build your eco and then go for the heavy factory. You can clearly see his eco is in better shape because of this. Smartly, Nabil non-stop shooting on the Spice Bloom spawn point, so he will never run out of spice in this section. And talking about spice, there is not actually lots of spice on the spice fields, but there is lots of regeneration everywhere, so you probably doesn't lose your economy in main base. But you know, harvesters usually have other opinion. And Nabil is trying for some first flank, so let's see how it go. But Tim's game sense tell him there's something going on. He uses scouting a lot, and it's payoffs. Nabil's flanks is revealed, and Nabil's even on move command. It slows him down. Just why anyone use move command with his infantry? I don't know. And yeah, this attack was revealed and will achieve probably nothing. And Nabil knows it and he's going back, but again, the scout slows him down. And as a result, Nabil loses even more. So yeah, this scout is true hero of Harkonnen army. Now on Venturous 1, well deserved. If he wasn't there, it will be probably a different story. So, first attack didn't work, but Nabil producing more and more. And he's broke because of this. Also only on 4 harvesters versus 5. See the army. Oh, pretty even right now, so okay. But he don't wanna give up. I like that. When you invest into the army, do something with it. This time he also bring the first tank, and in early game, first tank is always a big difference. Supporting with your infantry, it's very good combination. I'm feeling it's not enough. Team already has 3 tanks, also lots of infantry. Just if he will be a little bit more aggressive. And you don't wanna lose your tank just for nothing. Yeah. And team also going for the crushes. Just if he bring the infantry, it will be much better for him. Because leaving tanks alone not makes them as effective. Infantry can dodge, also damage from tanks to infantry is very low. So you don't want your infantry to finish the job. Also, when infantry is dodging tanks, they cannot shoot. So this is one more reason why you wanna bring your own infantry. Because they cannot counter them, even if you choose them to do so. Again, move command. And trooper die, just for no reason. I'm thinking, like, is there even a reason to use move command with your infantry? Probably only when you are retreating, but always when you are going into some territory unknown, just use attack move and kill any unit in their path. Also, when you wanna quickly from your infantry to start shooting, press stop key. It's very effective when enemy going for the crushes and your troopers are shooting on the wrong targets, like pressing stop key as mad. Remember, every time you press stop key, unit will redirect to the nearest enemy in their range. In the crushing spree, it's usually a tank. And this time, team is going for some action. He got some sieges in the background, also tracks for the vision, and overall lots of army. Ooh, just look at the army graph. Can even Nabil repel something like that? It's like the difference is really big. Like he needs to trade very good to not be overwhelmed. He already expand and he already go for the high-tech factory. Yeah, he's going for the upgrade. That means airstrike will charge soon. And you really wanna airstrike on this map. Airstrike can wipe up a whole army. This army or this one. Or use it against the buildings. And here goes the attack. There is siege in the background supporting the rest of the army, but Nabil knows he wanna try to kill the sieges, but the path is blocked by the tanks. Now he managed to go forward, so yeah, probably siege is dead, but all these tanks are dead also probably. Yeah, 3 tanks down, with the second wave going from the background. Just the sheer number of team army is so bigger, like how can you stop something like this? So, wow. And he's on the Nabil doorstep. Let's see. He's going for the buildings, but okay. But this, it's just a barrack. It's not very, I would say, like expensive building, worth it, and there is like 2 grands which army just ignore. Now they're dead. I'm going for the corner. Why? This was definitely the mistake. All army was wiped. It doesn't achieve as much as I thought. I would say. He's just trying with something with the trikes, but you know, with trikes is always hard because trikes are not very healthy, and I would say this was again going for the corner yard with just trikes, and there are lots of tanks that will kill them just for very fast. This was definitely a mistake, I would say. Yeah, heavy factory will be definitely better choice. He already got the second one, but at least it will slow him down. You can see, like, protecting your sieges is really hard. They are so vulnerable. Also, there's lots of grants in the mix starting to showing up, but you know, grants are already the double-edged sword, I would say. They got very good damage versus infantry, but not much else. Exposed buildings, of course, but when they die, they explode and do damage to your own units. And sometimes, if you have lots of grants, it can also create the chain reaction when one grants explode and others start exploding also. So yeah, it's tricky sometimes. Let's see the base of the team, and he's still on the one heavy factory. Let's see the eco here, but he got lots of harvester. Nabil got 9, but he also got 9 carriers. And the army graph tells us that Tim's killing spree in the base wasn't the best choice. He could probably just stay in the spice field and killing harvesters, be idle or go back. Also, tier 2 missile tanks. And Nabil also protect them very well. You must do this because they are also very vulnerable. Grants explode. Also, grants explode when they are crushed, so you must count also that as disadvantage. Okay, first missile tanks also from the team. Both also use strikes for a vision advantage, because strikes got the best vision. So if you want a best value from your missile tanks, you need to put one strike in front of the missile tanks, because missile tanks got much bigger range than vision. We got airstrike against buildings, but probably not the best choice. I would say airstrike is even better versus army. I know army can dodge, but if you use airstrike close to the map edge, enemy will usually doesn't have lots of time to do so. Tim is a Harkonnen, so he got dead hand if he built a palace, and with dead hand you probably wanna go just versus the buildings, because you can dodge dead hand pretty easy. There is also warning always when, and there is also action, and you can see these sieges background just do lots of damage to the, and there's lots of grants here and they explode fast. But there's also lots of army here. So yeah, Nabil, it looks like he got it. Probably got... He tried very well this time. Wow, didn't expect that, I would say. But you must always protect your sieges, also the missile tanks. Also, missile tanks can shoot down carriers pretty quickly. Just 4 direct hits or 7 indirect hits. It's most vulnerable when it's load and unloads, because if it's on full speed, it can actually outrun the missiles. Also, missile tanks can outrange turrets, also the missile turrets. Wow, team on low power. Troopers shooting a wind trap. There is also lots of army incoming. Good old artillery doctrine. Missile and siege tank combination, also support with the infantry. Very deadly. This was actually very popular back in the COVID days, but after that the tier 3 unit was boosted, so in these days most players just switch direct to the X-Research and to the special tanks tier 3. And here we are, we got the assassins from Harkonnens tier 3 infantry. Very good range, 5 cell. They kill infantry with just one shot, but they also have tendency to miss often at maximum range. Also very vulnerable, so you must be very careful with them. Yeah, good choice. Nabil retreating, but he achieved a lot, I must say. Let's see the army graph. Yeah, we can clearly see the drop is big. Also, he killed some carriers and some harvesters that definitely slow down Tim. He also got starport. That's probably why he's on low money, because he makes some big order. And still lots of pressure on team base. Okay, fight is over for now. But actually, Nabil achieved a lot, I must say. Tried very good, he sniped a lot of harvesters. And he delayed overall team's build orders. He forced him to build lots of turrets. And I'm hearing the airstrike again. Yeah, and this one is much better. Rushing airstrike was a good choice by the Nabil, because there is not much space in the base, so you must build all buildings really close together, and as a result you can snipe 3 buildings at once. But if a team build dead hand, he will be probably kill even 4 or 5 buildings at once, because dead hand is spread across bigger area. It will give you even more value if you go for some expensive buildings like heavy factory or some tech buildings like high tech, just to deny or Atreides airstrike. But he probably doesn't even have a place for the palace, and he got 2 heavy factories only, and Nabil got 3, so he's on full production. And you can clearly see, like, Nabil also trade much better, and the army is starting to be much bigger. He's already got lots of guards, so he's looking, and yeah, this is it. Just wait with guards on spice field and snipe any harvester that show up. So as I say many times, you must pay attention where your harvesters are going. By the way, in next OpenRA version, we will get option to control carriers, so no more harvesters going right into the enemy army, and it will also change the gameplay in a very unique way, so I'm very hyped on this change. But you know, OpenRA development is really slow, so it will take a while. Yeah, this is no. First Sonics from the Nabil. Also starport from the team. He should probably order just harvesters, because he's just on 8. Usually you just wanna order harvesters with your first order to boost your eco and to sustain future orders. I heard that. Yeah, here's the frigate. What he's ordering? Let's see. Missile tanks. That was expensive. And he doesn't have a lot of harvesters, so yeah, I don't know. Very good defensive position, but will it hold? CGs do their job very good, but there is lots of there is missile siege combo in the background. Good old artillery doctrine, and it's really do their job. And there's lots of army here and nothing to stop it. Personally, tank in the mix. Very good unit versus infantry, light armor, and especially buildings. Here's come the reinforcements, but I feel they are too late on the party. Nabil already can do lots of damage into this base, even destroy it all, but decided no. Yeah, let's just see the load damage from the Sonic tank against infantry. Massive. I don't know. It's 6 harvesters versus 12. I feel it's GG. Team lose all the army and this base is dead. Yeah, you must be also careful with your Sonic tanks because they do lots of damage to your own units, actually. Heard the airstrike again. Yeah, this airstrike is totally perfect for this map. Yeah, and GG for the Nabil. Even in the early games I have some doubts because Tim got at some point very big army and he was at Nabil doorstep, but somehow Nabil just handled that. He also rushed the high-tech factory with airstrike, and that airstrike gives him so much value. Even the first one was a little bit miss, but the next one killed lots of buildings for free. Even if he go for the army, he will probably manage to destroy a lot. So let's see the second game. We are once more on the map called Worm's Graveyard, chosen by the team because he lose and loser always pick up the next map. And he played this time as Corino. Okay, Harkonnen sub-faction. That means he will go to Saudukar. Also bombardment tanks, and as we can see the bombardment tanks can be really deadly. And Nabil again plays as Atreides. And on this map it's actually originally 2v2, but there are lots of like hidden paths and secrets you can exploit. Like firstly, yeah, here's this passage which is impossible by default, but if you use an engineer he will repair it and make it possible, and the engineer is not consumed by this action. So we can do some sneaky attacks here because there is usually no scouts here, and just pass right into the enemy base with the infantry or with the engineer and try some capture. The second option, which is not obvious on this map, is this path from behind of your base, from both sides for both players. You can move with strikes or engineer from behind and go here and destroy or capture some buildings. Usually it's harder because you know, if you got like a radar somewhere here, you will definitely see there's something is coming. But if you got like buildings only closer to the spies, you can miss it sometimes. And the third hidden path I wanna highlight for you is here. It's just for the infantry. There are two passages you can go through with the infantry through here, and probably attack from the behind for the expansion, or just hide here and wait until some harvester show up and kill them. Same goes also here. There is also second hide passage here, where can only infantry pass by. So very nice map, lots of opportunities you can choose from. Also, even there is lots of spies, it's not very dense, and you probably wanna either choose carriers or expand or just build alongside, hold the base, but it will leave you more open that you just choose to stay in one half of your base. So yeah, airstrike definitely wouldn't have so good rampage on this map, because as you can see, you can scatter buildings more across all the base. It probably doesn't need even expand, because there's lots of space. Also lots of spies. But I would advise always for the expansion, it's closer to your enemy, and also this is more safe spice mining, because you can like protect this passage much easier than hold this section. Both players going for some standard opening, double ref, barracks, and then again some refineries. Team thePsychobot got 6 refineries before the heavy factory, and Nabil got 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 refineries, and then a heavy factory. Let's see the numbers. Now he starts producing harvesters, and remember, from heavy factory you can produce harvesters slightly faster than spice refineries. It's not much, just like 2 seconds I would say. But you know, when you are producing harvesters you cannot produce tanks, and sometimes some more tanks in the early game are much better choice than early harvesters, especially in the smaller maps. So it more depends on what is your overall strategy. You wanna just ecoing and be passive, or you wanna be more aggressive in early game. Also, lots of players prefer trikes on this map, which is always risky. It always depends how you manage it. But you know, good players are usually very good on micromanagement, so trikes are much deadlier in their hands. Yeah, and team got Corino combat tanks, which are slower, but the health is decent enough, and they have better AoE, which means they are better against moving targets. On the other hand, Atreides tanks are faster, but also lower health, but they get better range, so you can outshoot your enemy tanks. But it's just one cell, so you must be very careful how you micromanage your tanks. This is one of the game design feature I really like on Dune 2000, where each faction have basic tanks which cost the same, also produce speed is the same, but all tanks have some slightly difference. Someone is a little bit faster, someone is more healthier but slower, someone gets more rate of fire, and some gets some better AoE, which also shape how you use your tanks in combat. Some are better on crashes, but some don't. Some can dodge troopers faster, but they are more vulnerable to the missile tanks. And some others are better in a tank versus tank scenario, but are more vulnerable to the overall infantry. So the faction you choose also shape how you use your basic tank. Yeah, we got outpost with very good vision. You can see like outposts give you lots of vision. Some players prefer to build outposts to the corners, so they see if there are some sneaky units in the background. And it makes sense because this is very open map and you can use a sneaky engineer almost from anywhere. I would advise especially in the late game, just build one turret here, one here, and one in the middle, just to be protected against some sneaky engineer. But it can be really big game changer. Now we get some first action. There's lots of tanks from Tim, but just one from Nabil and he's already dead. But here comes the support from troopers and infantry, and smartly Tim decide, let the infantry do the job. Here's the second army. What actually we are, and again Tim is on much better spot with the army than the Nabil. I'm not sure why it is. Maybe just Nabil forgot to build for some time. I'm not sure right now. Yeah, he's trying to flank from the background, but like Nabil knows that the army is somewhere, but he doesn't know where. On big map like this, your game sense is very important, and Nabil's game sense tell him he should go exactly the opposite way where the flank is. His main base is quite unprotected on this angle, so it can be big. But this flank was revealed, but there is harvesters in front acting as tank. So I would say it was actually good trade, but there's lots of wow, actually infantry even managed to kill the harvester. Didn't expect that, but it's still good trade. There's nothing here. You can just go for the buildings. Starport. What if he is ordered? Harvesters. That's what you probably want from the first order, so you can sustain future orders. And the Nabil army is very outpositioned. He's losing building for nothing. Not the most important buildings, but still. He loses just some wind traps which are really cheap, but he wasn't even on the low power. Yeah, he still doesn't not on low power, but he is really broke. Like, look at this. Even he got more harvesters, he's more broke. Why is that? This is why that. This was some misclick or something. Like, wow, none of these harvests actually do anything. Why? Yeah, and now we notice, but it's too late. Like, he has no arm. He still, wow, he still got some army. Yeah, it's here. Okay, sorry, but he need to restore production as soon as possible. still doesn't order harvesters to mine. Like, why? Order here. You have no choice. If you spice must flow. If it doesn't flow, it's GG. He's got some army here, so let's see if it will be base for the base trade. But Tim still got lots of money, so he can build some turret. Conyard down. 0 money and 0 activity from the harvesters. This was the mistake. Don't know where to focus. Yeah, there's some sieges. They will probably deal with the infantry. Also lots of troopers versus tanks. Yeah, GG. I must say, this was weird. Even when Nabil noticed that his harvesters are inactive, he doesn't redirect them to harvest elsewhere, like here, but he probably was aware that there was some army there also, but you got no choice, spice must flow in this game. On this map, if you want some safe haven from the harvester, it's the top or the bottom. That's probably the only reason why you wanna expand in 1v1 match on this map. So we can safely harvest somewhere here, because usually the army is focusing on the main base, in the middle. So yeah, it's 1-1. So that means we got one more game. This is the last game of best of 3. So both players must get maximum from there, otherwise they will go to the loser bracket. Nabil lose last time, so he was choosing map and he chose CrossFit. You can define this map with 2 points. First, map is divided to 2 sections, left and right, and vehicles cannot cross it. They can cross only in main base. So you must carefully choose how much vehicles you divide to each side, because if you do it wrong, it's GG, or if your opponents just attack with the whole army on one section and your army is on other section, it's also GG. And the second point, there's lots of spice here, but very low regeneration. There's just one spice bloom here. One is here, one here and here, and also I would say probably 2 here in the middle part. I'm not sure if something is also here. And but point is, in your main base there is none. You got no regeneration in your main base. So you must build a refinery somewhere here or expand into corners. Because here is at least one spice boom, or here where are 2 spice booms, one here and one probably here. All good for the middle, but as previous games show us, this middle expansion is very risky because it's very open to the enemy attacks, and if you lose it, you also lose your spice flow, so it's risky. Again, both start off with the standard opponent barracks. As usual, Nabil built a little bit more infantry. And he's probably even slightly faster with his build order. Like he already built 4 refineries, and I think the thePsychobot just 3. Yeah, here's the 4th one. Also, when you expand to these corners, you can slowly building into the edges right into the middle of the map, like building a barracks here, a heavy factory here, so we can really fast spamming near to the enemy base. There are also lots of rocks here, so it's hard for the vehicles to moving around if enemy wanna just destroy you. And I would say this map prefer also carryouts because distance from the spies is almost always high. Outpost from Nabil even before the heavy factory. He really wanted his grants, I would say. Like in the first game, they probably pay themselves, but you can clearly see if they start dying, they can trigger this chain reaction where they explodes one from the other, with a lot of damage to your own units. But I would say it's also main advantage over Atreides faction, because you need just outposts for them, not high-tech factory as for the rest of the factions. Actually, there is one exception, which are mercenaries, which also have this tier 2 infantry, and that is mortar infantry with insane range, almost 6 cell, but they must be deployed while shooting, and it's hard to micromanage them, and so it also have some downsides. Still no heavy factory from Nabil. Was quite risky, I might say, because you are forced to build across these edges. Enemy can just go for some quick snipe buildings and then retreat, and then again quick snipe and retreat, usually with Reich. But Tim knows it, that's why he's going across the edges and trying to find something to kill. And there is actually almost nothing here. Just some couple of infantrymen, they can kill them pretty easy. No grants so far. What's here? Again, some scouts. Nabil, why do you use move command? Please stop. Yeah, that's how you do it. You use your attack move and you're going for the outpost, early outpost, which Nabil really wants, and now it's dead. At least he built these 2 grants. But there is lots of infantry incoming. But sadly, Tim doesn't know that. It was close. We managed to kill a refinery. Actually, it was a very good trade, because there is no refinery nearby. Force harvesters to go on a long distance mining. One highlight I wanted to make right now is that Corino tanks are actually even better versus infantry than the other tanks, because of the IOE. They can, shoot all 5 infantry in that cell and do more damage to them. Not really more, like it's just slightly. But again, it's some tiny little feature you can exploit. Second flank from here, but there are already some tanks ready. Okay, and Nabil got some army here, but yeah. Okay, first expansion into the middle for our team. Whoa. I don't expect the starport so early. Yeah. He built harvesters and wow, MCV, that must be costly. Here comes the flanks. There is also one siege in background, one tank, lots of infantry, but there is lots of tanks here. So what will Tim do? He going for the buildings. Okay, but here's some troopers. He could probably snipe some tanks in the process, but he decided again going for the building. And I don't know if it was the best trade, because I also usually prefer buildings, but this was just cheap wind traps. They cost just 200 and something. It's not much, and don't even force Nabil on low power. If it was like heavy factory, that will be a different story. Definitely worth whole army, I would say, because it's the only heavy factory for Nabil right now. Oh, why is Tim on low power? Did I miss something? Yeah, he sold his conyard. That also provides a little bit of power. But why? Probably he was because he was broke. Yeah, because like there is no spies here, so he definitely need to redirect here to his expansion or to this part. I see this a lot, like players doesn't pay attention to their harvesters, they just leave them be. But harvesters are pretty dumb. They always go far from base that is necessary. So you must always check them from time to time and redirect them to the right place. And when you expand near to the new spice field, also redirect some harvesters there, because they wouldn't go there by themselves. Luckily, in the next OpenRA version, some of this dumb harvester behavior will be fixed. We just need to wait for that version. Okay, we got some action. Oh, it's only one tank. Okay, nothing. Oh, was not necessary. Let's see the army. Army pretty even. Economy. Team actually flowed more, even he got less harvesters. Whoa, what is this? Actually, yeah, well, this was what I was talking about. Harvesters are dumb. Just look at this army composition, it's very well placed in front of the sand tiles, and the sand tiles slow down the enemy vehicles, not just enemy, they slow all vehicles. So it will be harder for them just to snipe the sieges. Very good choice actually. How is this possible? Like, Nabil got 15 harvesters and he floats less than the psychobot with the Elan. Yeah, you definitely don't want to go against so much troopers. You will probably crash something, but it will not be the cost-effective trade. Okay, and Nabil is on full production from the heavy factories. Tim is only on the one. Still, that would have some implication later, I would say. And still no transition for tier 2 or tier 3 units so far. At least he got a second heavy factory ready. So far, so good. Even the siege tanks do their job, looks like. And he also uses manual targeting for sieges. Smart. But look at this. Tanks going for the crushes when troopers are shooting on the infantry. So troopers do no damage to them. To avoid this, just press stop key and press it multiple times. There's some counter pushing here, but he's idle with his tanks. You don't want to be idle with his tanks. Just retreat or go for the crushes or do something. Just move. Oh, he lost a tree again. And again, old school artillery doctrine, missile and sieges supported by the infantry. Deadly combination, especially in defense. And also he uses all the army here. Wow, this actually both trade. This trade was very terrible for the team. That was obvious, and this was like was also not the best. Let's see the army graph. Wow, massive drop. Very massive. Can he even somehow come back from this? I'm not sure. Just two heavy factories. Nabil is on full production from infantry, heavy factories. He got also starport, and Tim just got nothing. He got this expansion, but if he loses it, it's GG. Let me tell you that. And he doesn't have lots of harvesters. Like on this map, you need much more. Like Nabil, he got 17 and also 8 carryouts. Yeah, I miss this old school meta gameplay. CGs, missile tanks, and troopers or infantry. I would say there is not much to stop him. There is some basic things like it could work if you are very good in micromanagement. But Tim is definitely not good in micromanagement. Like look, he's passive with his tanks. At least he managed his sieges, I appreciate that, but it's not enough. You must also microing rest of your army. Wow. You definitely don't want to use strikes in front in the late game. This is more like harass units, just find some weak point in defense and do there some damage, and then retreat and do again some damage elsewhere. And here's the airstrike, and I feel like this is the GG. It was not the super effective airstrike, but in the long run I don't see any comeback from this. Like previous games show us, the expansion in the corners are probably the better choice. You can see unsupported infantry versus sieges is no. Yeah, 7 harvesters versus 23 and 16 carryouts for Nabil. What can I say? It's over sooner or later. Yeah, Tim's knowledge too, so he just GG. And he's in loser bracket now, so he still got the time to prepare next time and be better. In this game, I would say Nabil knows the maps, probably. He knows there is not much regeneration in the main base, so he expanded earlier the corner. And it gives him a win. So finally, round 1 is over, and it unlocks us lots of games in round 2 and 3, so stay tuned.